welcome to the first episode of Sophia's Tea Talk. So today we're gonna talk about the overall work scheme in London for immigrants. I guess immigrant sounds like a quite broad term. However, if you are not from the EU, no matter if you're from North America or if you are from Asia or you're from some European countries like Albania or Russia, unfortunately you do need a work permit in order to work here. But first, let's welcome my friends. Hi guys!
Hello! Hi guys, my name is Sophie. I'm from China and I have studied at Imperial from 2019 to 2020 and I'm currently working at one of the education consultancy.
Hi guys, my name is Uendi. I'm from Albania and moved to London in 2018 to study at Imperial, and then after that I got a job at one of the big four.
Awesome. Well, I guess how to got jobs in London. Seriously, this is such a difficult question. Everyone came here, to this dream city and wanted to find a job, but the truth is it's really difficult. So I guess my first question would be, how did you find your job?
So basically, when I was studying at Imperial, there was this scholarship funding program that was going on for my program only. And basically I just did an interview and one of the big four firms was funding the scholarship. So I luckily got chosen, was part of a bunch of projects for data science, so was leading those, and then I just got referred in. So that was my ticket.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so for me it's more traditional way, I would say. So I apply on LinkedIn and Indeed and just apply for loads of jobs, and then luckily I have the interview and then I go in for the job. Yeah.
So would you say like LinkedIn and like Indeed, is it called Indeed?
Yeah.
So those job hunting websites are still quite effective because, for example, I've done the same thing and I've heard a lot of friends say, I was trying to find jobs there, but I threw maybe 50 applications and just not hearing anything back.
Yeah, that's true. Cause I think I probably submit for about 100, I would say.
Okay.
Because you have to be very dedicated and resilient when
Okay.
you apply for the job, because you just only need one job offer, right?
Yeah, sure.
So it's just about the chance, the number game, I would
Sure.
say. So it's still one of the way, yeah.
And you got one feedback from a 1 to 100, was that?
I had a few actually, probably 5, I think.
Okay, but it is kind of like a game.
Yeah, it's a game, and then it was throughout the whole process. It's not just within a month. It was probably for 3 to 4 months. I keep applying and then keep looking.
Okay.
And when did you start applying?
I think I started applying in December.
Okay.
Okay. So before COVID.
Yeah, before COVID. But when I received the current job I'm having now is actually after COVID.
Yeah.
I got the job in April, so
Okay.
which is quite lucky.
Can somebody who just comes straight from some overseas country and work here, is that a possibility, or it's more likely that you need to study here beforehand?
It's a bit tricky, to be honest, because if you come here, for example, on a tourist visa, because you cannot come here from those countries without anything.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how it works for tourist visas, but I guess if you land an interview throughout the time that you're visiting London, then I guess you can go to the interview and then you just mention that to your to your employer. But basically the employer needs to kind of justify why he's taking you rather than some European or somebody from the UK. And that's the resident labor, what's it called?
Local labor market test.
Yeah, so that's basically you get compared to all the other candidates who have applied for the same job position.
Right.
And basically if the employer selects you, he has to justify to the government, to the Home Office, why he's selecting you because of your unique skill set. In our case, for example, when we were in Tier 2, we didn't have to go through that. So when you have the Tier 4, which is a student visa, and then you're passing to Tier 2, you don't go through this labor market test. But in general, it's much easier to get a job if you have studied here.
Gotcha.
It's much more believable.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I guess you guys were kind of mentioning this, and I myself are familiar with this term of like sponsorship. But I guess it would be great to kind of explain what does this mean, and is it difficult for a company to obtain like a sponsorship license in order to hire overseas workers?
Yeah, I think so. For sponsorship, it's about whether this company have the ability to sponsor you.
Okay.
To say like, I'm guaranteeing this worker will be working in my company, and I am a legit company as well.
Mm-hmm.
So this is you need to prove to the home office that you have the ability and you are an eligible company that you can do this. And the process of getting the sponsor license is actually quite difficult, I would say, because it will require a lot of money and time involved as well. And also sometimes the company need to hire some local solicitors to help you to certify the documents and everything. So it's kind of a very tough job, I would say. So, yeah.
But in general, for example, because you're working for a small company, right?
Yeah.
So your company doesn't have it, but my company is a corporate, so it operates in many countries, so it's quite international, and they do employ quite many foreigners, so non-Europeans and people who need a visa.
Okay.
So yeah, they already had it, but again, to have the sponsor and to like sponsor somebody, it means a lot of cost for the company.
Mm-hmm.
So they need to like pay your national contribution, then they need the sponsor license, then they pay for your visa cost. So it's quite
Still
a big job
Yeah.
for the HR of your company to kind of like get you on board.
Yeah.
So that's why most of the companies are a bit timid when it comes to like getting non-Europeans.
Yeah.
in.
So I guess for like SME, it's like difficult to obtain a sponsorship. So therefore, most like, or not say most, but a lot of them probably don't have the capacity to have this license. So would you say that this is still like, I guess there is a preference in terms of for corporates to or Big Four to hire overseas, or I mean preferring local or Europeans?
No, I think it's just much easier. It doesn't mean that they don't prefer, because like in my company, for example, there's many UK citizens, there's many European citizens, but we're still a small community of non-Europeans. I'm not saying that we're all non-Europeans, but it's just easier because they're very familiar with the process because they've been doing this for a while.
Yeah.
They do take this into account when they do their budget, so they know that, oh, okay, we do have capacity to get somebody that will cost us this much money, so we can afford this skill set.
Yeah.
It also depends on how much in demand your skill set is. So for example, I'm a data analyst, and at the moment it's quite in demand, so that's why my company was quite eager to get me. So.
Okay, understandable. So I guess my next question is, do you think that COVID has affected the current job market? And how certain do you feel about future?
I think the COVID definitely affected the market quite a lot, I would say. But for me, as a very special case, I would say I'm very lucky to secure a job after COVID.
Yeah.
But in general, I'm not sure how long I can work here because my company is still applying for the sponsor license. So even though my company has agreed to sponsor me, but we are not sure whether we are approved by the home office that we can sponsor.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
And in my case, I guess I've been working in the company for 1 year, but we just went through redundancies, and there's still very uncertain times coming in with a second lockdown, most probably.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing that's kind of like keeping me awake at night.
Yeah.
That's the first one, and then second, if I wanted to like move somewhere else, for example, I tried doing this, and it's just like so uncertain for the companies to actually hire new people at the moment. So
Absolutely.
you cannot really move around, and it's just the dependency that you have against your company. So like you're quite dependent on their decisions. It's just so much to get to take in.
Oh, so, yeah, for sure. Because I know for a fact, this year a lot of students, they graduate and they wanted to look for jobs here, but then COVID happened, so
Yeah.
they have to go back to their home country, and then they kind of lose their ticket to
Yeah.
stay here and work.
And that's not only for like us who are not
Yeah.
in Europe, it's also for Europeans the same. So
True, true. Which is unfortunate, but you know, it's
Yeah.
a difficult time for everyone. Well, I guess my next question would be like, what is the most difficult part that you think in terms of when you are, you know, doing the job hunting?
I think so. Before I got the scholarship, so I got the scholarship around November, and we started Imperial at September. But I started actually like going to the fairs, the career fairs, started like getting my CV ready, started writing my cover letters and all that, because I really wanted to try to stay.
Yeah.
And then I got the job, but that part I think it's quite difficult to just like getting ready, and the fact that you have to write a cover letter for each company that you write, so that you make it more personalized and actually like pass through the algorithm. And again, to me it was the fact that I didn't have much experience in the back, and meanwhile my classmates all were like much older than me with more experience, more internships, better schools of course, so it was just lucky that I was there.
Yeah. So like you decided to stay here like in September.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I mean
so that
I
was
came,
quite an early decision, I guess.
yeah, well I came in London with that
Kind
aim,
of mindset. Okay.
yeah, with that goal, and it was not only my decision, with my family's as well.
Okay.
So,
Okay. I see.
but yeah, that was the goal of studying at Imperial actually, because even if you, as a non-European, if you study to another school that doesn't have that kind of reputation,
Then
it's
they
quite hard
would
to stay.
recognize that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was similar with Uendi as well. Before I studied at Imperial, I have the same aim of finding a job in the UK. That's why at first, when I go to the career fairs, most of them don't do sponsorship. And then I talked to one of the career coach, and she recommended me to do some part-time job at the moment, so it can increase my chances. So I was doing a part-time job at one of the luxury retailer. And after I done that for a few months, and I quit the job because I feel like I kind of focus outside of my study or my actual career path. So I just stopped that job and then keep looking for a long-term permanent roles, which sponsor my sponsor my visa. Sorry. And not quite long after that, it was COVID. So it's just very. It's quite a lot of things that you have to worry about. So I think it's the most difficult part for me is the whole pressure, the pressure that you are facing all the time at different phases.
And doing school at the same time.
Yeah, doing school at the same time. It's a 2 full-time job.
Yeah.
People always say, you know, job
And the
hunting.
pressure you get from your parents.
Yeah.
So,
Either staying here, leaving, what's
yeah.
happening afterwards.
And also, like, you need to have a plan B. So if London doesn't work out, where in the
Where
world
you
do you
wanna
want to
go?
go?
Yeah,
For sure.
Is it going to be home? Is it going to be somewhere else in Europe? Because I think it's much easier to go somewhere else in Europe rather than London.
Yeah.
Just London has so much competition going on.
Of course.
And it's just, you just cannot go
It's-
up.
Yeah.
It
it's
looks
difficult.
so difficult.
It's
Yeah.
difficult.
But you should not lose hope.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I guess, and that's the point for, you know, today's talk as well, to maybe share some experience of, you know, of yours, and maybe can benefit some people who might have the similar questions. Well, I guess I have my last question for you guys. Is that what is your advice? What are your advices for, you know, students who, or, you know, workers who wanted to potentially work here, and who might be experiencing the same thing as you were before?
Yeah, sure. For me, it's more kind of like use whatever you have in your hands at the moment. So if you're studying at Imperial, use your alumni network. If an opportunity for an internship or like a part-time job comes, just take it, because you never know, it might open new doors for you. Go to those career fairs. LinkedIn really works out. So like, yeah, you might be like tired of sending out a lot of applications and blah blah blah, but at some point one will come out. So yeah, I think just like use every means that you have around. That would be mine.
Yeah. I agree.
And never lose hope.
Never lose hope.
Yeah, that's right. Second on that one. So just be resilient. And as I said before, it's a number game. So you only need one. You only need one. So just keep your heads down. Fake it till you make it.
The more you apply, the probability gets higher.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for today's talk, and well, I will see you guys next time. And if you have any questions regarding this topic, feel free to comment below. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.